Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is haute42's first ever wireless leverless controller. This isn't going to be a full review, this is just going to be my first impressions, and I'm going to be seeing it for the first time along with you guys. So first of all, we can already see they've stepped up their game when it comes to packaging. This feels a lot more premium than their old cardboard boxes with the slips and stuff. It actually feels a lot like the 8-bit dough packaging. It's quite thick, quite solid. Got some graphics on the side to show you what's up. It's all very nice. It looks like something you can pick up off the shelf, in fact. I like this W logo here. It's looking nice so far. Take a quick look at our accessories. We've got a braided USB-C cable, instruction booklet in the middle. We have two of the spare switches. I can't remember what they call this, matcha shadow I think. These are brand new, so I've never used them before. I don't think they've sold them before. So it'll be interesting to see how those feel. I'm not sure what these plunger type things are for. I think they are actually possibly used for blocking off buttons, like they're hot blocks, but I'll have to find out later. And a switch puller. These aren't great. They're much better than the ones they used to give out in their very first models. They're still not the best, but it's okay. It will work in a pinch. But if you plan on doing loads of modding with your switches, you definitely need to get a better one. I'll have a link to the one I use down below. And this is the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. It's got the haute42 branding on it. Feels pretty good. Unfortunately, it's not USB-C, which is what I use mostly these days. So I'm gonna have some problems showing you this in action, but I'll try to do an additional shot for that. It's got this button here. I'm guessing this is the sync button. Unfortunately, it means that there's probably not going to be some sort of storage on the controller to keep them together when you're not using a dongle. But I will say this, if it becomes your daily driver, this dongle will probably live in your console or plugged into your PC, whatever you're using a controller with. I mean, it would be nice to have a place to put it and to pack it away when you're not using it, but it might not be a big deal for you. And here is the controller. So this is a plastic casing. Feels pretty, I mean, it's a injection molded casing. It's quite nice, feels good. So this is their new look rubber base. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the old one. It still feels nice. It has less texturing, just a few simple lines here and there. But yeah, it feels good. Got a cable lock on the top. They haven't changed this. This feels the same as all of their previous cable locks. It's not the best, but it works. And there's a USB-C socket in there. We have a secondary USB-C socket here, and also the EXT port for dongles. All right, so here's the moment of truth. Full color screen. Well, it looks like full color. I saw some blue, so I'm guessing there will be some color. And now the screen is not showing anything. How does that work? I've got it on USB mode. So here's the switch for 2.4 USB and BT. I'm guessing the BT mode is going to be slightly laggy, but you know, it's an option in case you can't use the 2.4 mode. But I wouldn't I wouldn't use it in a tournament setting or anything. It's got the PC, PS and NS switch. I'm sure this will work for Xbox and stuff as well, if you just put it on the PC mode. But again, that will come in the in my long form review. I'll put it through some true testing. We have a tournament lock here. There is a light here. I really can't tell if it's working. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to plug it into my Nintendo Switch. Okay, and we're back in business. It seems that I just had to, well, I don't know how it works. I really don't. Usually the controllers would turn on when I just plug it into my Mac, but it seems I had to have something, I had to have it running properly. So it's a touch screen. You can use the touchscreen to change your profiles, which is awesome. Let's see how. So you just swipe left and right to go to different options. This is really useful. This is super useful. You can change the direction mode. You can change these to D-pad or left stick. Change the turbo mode. I'll leave it on T10. This just changes how many button presses happen, I guess, within a second. I don't ever use the turbo mode, so pin mapping. Let's see what happens. Oh, you could do pin mapping on the fly. So you just choose which button you're mapping, and you use this to choose what it does. Just pretty awesome. LED brightness. Let's give that a test. Yeah. Okay, so it goes in 25%. What do you call it? Increments. So far, I don't know if you can go into the web configurator to do it in small increments, but 25 is fine. I think that's standard anyway when you, with the old ones, when you use the buttons. Can change out LED mode, breathing, flow, spectrum, solid. Let's stay on solid. Can change the color, and okay, screensaver. Okay, so these are all like options I'll have to look at in the full review, but I believe that it's going to just show an image or whatever you upload after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, which is pretty cool. You could also change the boot screen, and there's the background selection. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe what you upload is for the boot screen and background selection. Very nice. Okay. You could also change the language. So like, let's say you uploaded your, I think if you can upload your own background, you just put it in and then you can swipe across to it here and show that instead. Very nice. Okay. So I haven't used these style buttons before. These seem to be their new kind. They're a bit smoother than the ones on the CAT and the CAS. They seem almost in between ABS and PBT. So quite smooth, but not as smooth as ABS. I haven't looked up what they're supposed to be, but they feel good. They're rounded all the way, so slide movements are just crazy easy. Look at that. That's like buttery smooth. Be sliding here, sliding there. It's nice. I think spacing so far feels nice for my small hands anyway. And I've got my quick slides here. Slide to the RS. If I was a left thumb jumper, I could slide to the LS. I have the pinky button. I never used the pinky button myself, but some of you guys like it. I think some Tekken players like to have it there too for their movement stuff. Yeah, that's the spacing and the layout. It all seems pretty good so far. I'm liking it. It's nothing's like sticking out to me as like there's the distance between these aren't huge. The distance between the buttons, they're not massive. It feels comfortable. Like this is the first time I've put my hands on it and it feels, you know, quite relaxing. Sounds nice to me. I'm gonna have to see what the advantage of shadow matches are. I don't know if they're low, if they have a low travel like the shadow huntings. I don't have any problems with the way they feel, that's for sure. Okay, let's quickly talk more about the general quality. Wow, okay, so these are really nice. These feel properly legit now. So, I mean, they've been through a few iterations of their buttons on the function row, and it started off with those like really squidgy nubs on their oldest models like the S16 and the T16, and then they brought it up a notch. Here's a quick look at what the M Ultra looks like. So these were clickier and they felt nicer, but they basically just felt like a more stable version of the old buttons. Now these new ones, they're completely new. They feel like micro switches, so it feels like a mouse click instead of what those older ones felt like. And that goes for all of the buttons. Yeah, so general quality of the buttons are pretty high. This is full gloss here on the panel. Let me quickly check if this is a backlight. No, it's not a backlight. I think that's a good decision, because they had a backlight on the C16, and I think on some of the models it didn't go all the way, and it looks kind of like a gradient or kind of like a fault. But having it like this is better. We've got labeling on all of the buttons too. There's a bit of a logo here. They've kept it simple. I'm not sure why there's no mention of Cosmox on this now. But anyway, I like it. I like the way it looks. It's clean. It's definitely clean looking. And so far to my hands, they feel good. And it generally feels like haute42 are stepping up their game in terms of quality. I would say this is one of their most premium controllers that they've built so far. It doesn't feel like some sort of knockoff that anyone else could have made. This all feels like nice bespoke hardware. Okay, I do have some bad news. It seems that the 2.4 GHz wireless mode is for Windows only, possibly Mac. I'm going to give that a try in a second. But it doesn't work on a PS5. As you can see, I'm in USB-C mode right now. I'm going to try put it into 2.4 mode. I have the dongle plugged in on the back, and it doesn't connect, so yeah, bad news if you were planning to daily drive this as a wireless controller on your PS5. Alright, so that was my quick look for the WP-1 by haute42. It's unfortunate I couldn't get it to work on my PS5, and I couldn't get it to work on my Mac wirelessly with the 2.4 GHz dongle either. So I can say now that if you're using this on the PC, or if you're going to be using it wired, it's probably going to be a very nice controller. But until I figure out all the other stuff or confirm that it doesn't work wirelessly with the PS5, that's a big miss for me. But in general, it's a well-built controller. Everything is stepped up a notch. It feels good, it looks good, that's great quality. But yeah, let's hope that I can figure out this 2.4 GHz mode on the PS5, or in the next iteration haute42 can include that kind of functionality. If you're interested in buying this controller, check out the link below, or you can also scan the QR code on screen now. I do get a bit of a blowback from your purchases, but it doesn't cost you any more than usual. Thanks to haute42 for sending this over to me. I'll get the full review out for you guys as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye bye.